Oftentimes, when we as human beings discover something new that appeals to us, or that we are affectionate about and even passionate about, it gives us a sense of accomplishment, makes us feel empowered. Sometimes, however, some of us can become a little arrogant. When I was young as a martial artist, and I'm a baby boomer, during those years of the 70s when I started, you watched your first karate movie, you saw your first dojo or dojang pop up in your neighborhood, you were geeked, you wanted to learn martial arts, you felt cocky sometimes because you started to develop and discover muscles that you never knew were really there through all of the rigorous training depending on the martial arts that you were studying, such as karate and jiu-jitsu even. But as you get older, you're supposed to become wiser. That's not always the case with everyone. Sometimes we have a tendency to step over the line, as it were, when confronted with a possible physical altercation. What I'm getting at is this: never assume a karate or martial arts stance when you're about to become physically aggressive in a self-defense situation. There's a reason behind that. The world has changed, my friends. It's not the same. People fight, they play dirty. You don't know whether or not that person that you could be engaging with has a hidden weapon, such as a knife, God forbid a gun. You don't know if that person has even people standing in the corridors or in the shadows that could escalate the situation and cause you even more potential danger. Maybe even your loved ones if you're out with them. It should be a surprise. If you cannot avoid a physical confrontation for whatever the reason, whatever started it, you try to at first say, I don't want any trouble, and you try to leave the situation, remove yourself. But if you can't and you must stand, don't jump into a karate stance. Don't get ready to fight like that, because once they see that you may potentially have some skill in something, you have potentially unleveled the playing field. In other words, that individual is going to come at you more intensely, more aggressive than maybe before, or that they thought to attack you in the first place. So they're going to pull out everything, to include maybe a hidden weapon. So don't you want to surprise your adversary or your opponent? Of course you do. I believe in training my students for the most part, even though we do have self-defense or defensive and offensive stances. I believe in teaching them to be able to defend from wherever your hands might be. If your arms are crossed, if your hand is here, or you have your hands in this position, I don't want any trouble, you should be able to defend from that position. And if you can't, you may want to revisit your art. You may want to question even your art, because it should really be no way as way. I should be able to defend whether I'm sitting, lying down, stretching, reaching for something, carrying something in both arms or one hand. It doesn't matter. I should still be able to defend. If I have to stop and pause for a superficial movement just to let you know that I'm ready for you, I need to really go back to the drawing board and find out what my martial arts system really is composed of. It's supposed to be effective no matter what. And if it's not, you need to go back to the classroom and find the flaws in it and fix it. So again, when you're about to engage in a physical confrontation, don't assume a karate stance or a kung fu stance ever. Don't ever do that, because you're giving your opponent a potential advantage. This is Brother Teacher. If you have anything to say concerning this matter, or if you need any advice or suggestions, leave it in the comment section below. Yahweh love you, and I love you always. So long.